everyone, I'm Avery Productions, and today we're going to be ranking down my top 10 Thomas characters. Thomas and Friends is my favorite TV show, and there's a whole host of great characters, and we're just going to be doing just 10 characters, and yeah, these are my 10 favorite Thomas characters, and without further ado, let's get into the video. For 10th spot, we have Arthur, and what I really like about Arthur is the story they told with him in Season 7 of him being a Midland engine. He likes the fishing village, and I like his spotless record. I think it was a nice setup for his character, and I like how he develops from that and becomes one of the boys, if you will. Yeah, and I really like how he is a Midland engine, and he likes the seaside a lot. His last spoken appearance was in The Great Discovery, and his last regular appearance was in Season 12. So they didn't really do much with him outside of Season 7, but I still really enjoyed what they did with him in Season 7, and so that's why he's my number 10 favorite Thomas character. Number 9 spot, we have Peter Sam here. Now, the reason why I have Peter Sam a little higher is because they did a little bit more with him than they did with Arthur outside of his debut season, which is Season 4, but Season 4 is pretty much the main reason why Peter Sam is even on this list. I really like his story in Season 4. He's definitely changed the most out of all the characters in Season 4, as well as just all the narrow gauge engines. He really went from just a young and experienced engine to being the best performer on the line, which, yeah, it's no serious no small feat. It really was just a great season for Peter Sam. I'd say that's, if it wasn't for that season, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't even be on the list. I don't think he'd even be in my top 20. But Peter Sam just really was well done. They didn't really do much with him outside of Season 4. He had, one spotlight episode. He had, I think a couple spotlight episodes. And maybe, one spotlight episode in CGI, but that's about it. They didn't really do much with the narrow gauge engine in CGI. But he's pretty easily my favorite narrow gauge engine, and is my 9th favorite Thomas character. And just due to his overall story, I would say it's why he deserves a spot on my list. At number 8, we have Cranky, and what I really like about Cranky is just, how, I guess, varied of a character he really was from the beginning to the end. Cranky in the model series basically just kind of was just a static character, but in CGI, he really got developed a lot, and that was a very good thing, and that's why he's even on this list, is because of CGI. However, his model series persona is pretty funny, and I do like his model series portrayal, but overall, Cranky just is, well, Cranky. He's iconic. Moving on to the next spot on the list. At the number 7 spot, we have Gordon here. Now, Gordon is just simply an iconic character. He's just so iconic. Just his whole, pulling the express and his catchphrase, oh, the indignity. It's just so iconic. How can you not find him iconic? He pretty much was the most important character in the Railway series. He pretty much was the one who went through the biggest arc in the Railway series. And in the TV show, he has a pretty good arc as well. It's just they don't do much. It's just that they don't really, develop him much outside of seasons 1 through 5. So, yeah. But still, Gordon's a fantastic character. I love his pompous nature and his prideful nature, and I just really like his overall design. I think it looks really awesome, and I like his voice. His voice, too, I think is pretty good. All of his voice actors, I'm pretty sure, capture him pretty well, and overall, I really like Gordon as a character, and that's why he's on the list. At number 6, we have Donald and Douglas. Now, the reason why I placed these two characters together is because, well, they're twin characters, and I'll just place, all twin characters together. And, yeah, I really do like these characters a lot. I like their whole, story on how they had to escape to, well, Douglas basically wasn't supposed to be on the island, only Donald was. However, they got each other to the island. They basically did that. So, yeah, I think it was a pretty good story there. I really like the backstory. Also, I really like their kind of Scottish accents. I think that's really cool. I think I like how they're Scottish. I think it's pretty cool. I also really like their designs. I like them being like kind of black, because then that makes them kind of stick out for the other characters, where it's mostly like kind of red, green, brown, blue, and then you just have these black twin engines, that I think look pretty cool. And I also like how you can tell these twins apart, at least in season 3, because I feel like season 6 onwards they basically treat the twins as the same character. But season 3 did a lot for these characters. Douglas was in Escape and Donald was in Donald's Duck. So we learned that Donald doesn't really pull punches and is very blunt, while Douglas is sort of the more heroic of the two twins. And I really do enjoy that, and that's why they're on this spot in the list. I think CGI did kind of flanderize them a little with all them arguing all the time, but still. And CGI is the only reason why they're not in my top 5, but pretty much everything else about these characters is awesome, and I really love seeing these characters on screen. During the top 5, we have James here, the number 5 engine. That's kind of ironic. And James is one of the 3 main characters, and he's probably the most consistent character of the main cast. He pretty much has stayed the same throughout the entire show. However, in CGI, he did kind of get flanderized a little, but still, it's not really a big problem. I still think he is pretty consistent. Like, even in, especially in the Hit and Nitrogen era, they definitely, I'm surprised they didn't flanderize him, which is, surprising, because most of the characters got flanderized then. But still, I really do like James's character a lot, actually. I think he's awesome. I really like his kind of just prideful nature, and that's why he's just on the list. I really like his character overall. His red paint makes him stick out, and it just really like his backstory on him. He wasn't always red, but he was black at one point, and yeah, that was just awesome. Really enjoyed James, and he definitely earned a spot in my top 5 favorite Thomas and Friends characters. And at the number 4 spot, we have Percy, and what I really like about Percy is just how he kind of represents childlike innocence, and I think that's really, really cool how he's not, like, kind of blocked by fame or greed or whatever, ever. He's just kind of a character who can stand on his own, and I like how he isn't just, like, some dumb child, at least in, like, the model seasons. I mean, the CGI seasons did kind of dumb him down a lot, but yeah, I love how many dynamics he has too. He has lots of character dynamics with Duck, Harold, Thomas, of course, James even. I think it was a lot of fun. Percy's just such a varied character that can do a lot of dynamics with. There's just so many characters he could bounce off of. It's just really awesome, and I think overall Percy is an excellent character and definitely deserves a spot on this list. At the number 3 spot, we have Henry here, and Henry is just awesome. I absolutely love his story arc in season 1. He just is overall, I love how many sides there are to Henry. I like how he's also a grumpy character, but also a really gentle giant, and I really like his nature-loving side as well as just his kind of grumpy big engine side. However, unfortunately, in CGI, he did get butchered the most of any character. He legit is just a coward in seasons 13 through 19. He is just an absolute coward, and I despise that. I just really didn't like it, but honestly, Henry's story arc is just so good in season 1 that I honestly just cannot put this character any lower. It's just Henry's story arc was so good in season 1 that I think it honestly carries him to this spot, and that's why I love Henry so much. It's just because of his story arc and all the different, like, sides to his characters. He's just a very complex character, and I really do like Henry a lot. At the number 2 spot, at the runner-up place, we have Duck. And what I love about Duck is that he is not portrayed wrong in any era. He is pretty much done perfectly. When the show was bad, they just stopped using him, and that's just, Duck is such an excellent character. Season 3 especially was a really good season for Duck. Like, he had 6 whole episodes. That's, like, the most he's ever had. And just, I love his fascination with the horizon, beyond the horizon and stuff, and I think it's just really cool. And I like his overall character. I like how he's just so, like, kind of prestigious, and being a Great Western Engine, he is kind of prestigious and proud of his heritage. And I really like that. I also like seeing kind of a more devious side to him and trickster side. I think that was really cool. And I like who he's different from Percy and Thomas, who were the previous, like, kind of shunter tank engines. They were like Percy and Thomas would just sort of play tricks on everyone, while Duck would just sort of like snap back at them and try and tell the bigger engines to respect him, which I think is actually pretty cool role of Duck, and that's why I really like Duck as a character. I just really like all the different sides to his character. I do like his overall just story in general, and I think he's just really awesome, and I like how they how they chose to only put him in the good eras of the show. At the number one spot, it should be no shock to anyone. It is Oliver. He pretty much is kind of the inspiration behind my profile picture, and yeah, I think Oliver's just an awesome character. I love his introduction episode. He has easily the best introduction episode of any character. I love his whole idea with him trying to escape Scrap, and then Douglas saves him, and I really like his story of proving himself. I like how he becomes really cocky because he's like, oh yeah, I'm invincible because I escaped Scrap, but then he ends up falling into the turntable well, and he learns respect. He also rips Scruffy apart. It is just like, Oliver is just such an awesome character. I love Oliver. He's just awesome. I absolutely adore every aspect of his character. I like pretty much every episode he's in. I just really like his character overall. He's awesome, and he's just so cool. And yeah, there's not much else I have to say. Oliver is just my favorite Thomas & Friends character, and just is pretty much my favorite character just ever in any fiction. And that was my list of the top 10 Thomas characters. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys found entertainment in it, watching me rank down my top 10 favorite Thomas & Friends characters. And this was all just my opinion. This is not fact, but I don't feel like that needs to be said. And if you liked this video, then consider giving a like, because it does help support me and the channel, and maybe subscribe if you want to see more content like this. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.